Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome back to S2 Tournaments. I am your caster today, Snipes, joined by the one, the only Sick Plays. And today we have two absolute powerhouse of teams here. Ariandel versus Xeno, or Xeno versus Elysium. Now, Sick, how are you expecting this match to play out?
I really don't know. We have some top caliber players like Bubba, Xeno, Silhey, and just everybody else on both sets of the team, so it can go either way. And with it being the best of 5, teams get to pick their killers that they want to play as, so it's going to be interesting to see if they're able to win the sets that they picked. We usually do see that happening, but we never know with the high caliber teams like this. And obviously we have Bubba killing as the Plague. It's going to be very interesting, as Silhey is going to be his first survivor that he's chasing. And we all know Silhey is a really good 1v1 or 2, and we see head-on coming in, and that looked like it was Xeno that was hiding in that locker, which was a really nice play to stop the Plague from being able to get any infection going on.
Yeah, very interesting. We typically don't see head-on, because once you're infected, those lockers are a dead giveaway, and these survivors are just doing such a good job at denying that first infection, but that pallet will have vomit on it, so Silhey will be getting infected. But this is so much time bought for Elysium now, and you got to think they'll be working this top side of the map.
Yeah, but we already see progression being done on a few generators. People are getting set up. And it seems the only person so far to even get any infection is going to be Silhey. Bubba's going to need to get these generators puked on and make it to where these survivors are forced to get infected so that he has the ability to one-hit them later on. And right now, that's not working out for Bubba.
Yeah, and we see the corrupt intervention running out here, so now the pressure is going to be completely on Bubba. Survivor's going to be able to work either side of this map here. And this is going to be an interesting game here. We do see the double apple add-on, so Bubba does have a lot of corrupt purges around the map to try and maybe get some. And we see the first one being taken now. Can he get any value from it? Only one survivor is infected, so this is a very early start here.
Yeah, and what was interesting to see is that her the pool of corruption was right there in an area that Bubble didn't have to go too far out of their way to get to. So that's going to be a plus side on Bubble. But here's the thing, though, that we're seeing is that he has to make massive distance to even get to somebody that is, able to even get any injury on, and it's going to be Silhey who's already injured, which, yeah, it can be good for Bubble because that could be a quick down, but then again, I think he would rather get other people infected as well, too, and get injuries going across the board, but that's just not going to happen here as we see Bubble chasing Silhey, and we might be seeing our first down coming in very shortly here.
Yeah, the tile is not going to be the safest against Plague, but Silhey just absolutely running it phenomenally right now. And we do see the vault coming out, no bamboozle to stop this, and Silhey does get caught off guard, so he will be going down to this corrupt purge, and we see that eruption proc in the distance here. But still, so much time for this first down that you got to think there's a lot of gen progression right now.
100%. That was a really good from Elysium's side from preventing that down, and only still one survivor is infected. And that's Silhey. Nobody else has been infected at all, which is really impressive this far into the match. We're going to probably be seeing our first generator popping anytime now. Still no value out of pain res, but we should be seeing it come in anytime soon now. Bubble puking on those generators, making sure that he keeps them infected.
Yes, but this is a basement hook. Bubba using his agitation very well, and he does have a little bit of a 3-gen here on the bottom side, so he's going to be able to hold this extremely well. This basement hook is going to be very hard to, get unhooked from. And he also, I see 2 corrupt purges on this side, so if need be, he can just grab one of his purges, and it's going to be almost a 2-tap if someone goes in. And we see Xeno actually lurking around, will be getting now infected, so this could be a change here.
And yep, we're going to be seeing a trading coming in. It looked like Xeno was trying to get set up. We saw it earlier. Bubba went down to the basement to make sure that nobody was able to creep in behind his back. We see that happen a few times, haven't we, Snipes? Where it'd be almost second hook timer is going to hit, and then there's somebody right there at the exact moment and gets the on-hook, and Bubba tried to prevent that, and they did get the on-hook, but it was a trade, so it is a score for both sides.
Yeah, and so that will be the second hook of the game. Xeno thankfully getting Silhey before second stage. Typically you see, teams just leave their survivor in basement. So, and we see another fast unhook coming out as Bubba extends out here to the 4 area, and now we're just going straight back into the basement here. 2 survivors. The head-on not coming in, but he's getting straight back in that locker. And Silhey will be going down once again, but Zeno getting pulled out. You gotta think, 2 now in basement, this is not what you want.
No, you're 100% right, especially for the fact that there's still 3 generators up. I don't know how they're going to be able to do this, if they're going to even be able to, especially because Pedro's going to be injured too. Yeah, he can get the, pool of corruption and get himself healed up, but I don't know.
And this is looking very scary here. We still have a very loose 3-gen on the bottom side, and now we see Bubba taking his second corrupt here, trying to maybe stop someone from coming down. But we just see them cranking out the gens in the distance here, and you got to think they're almost just going to leave here. We do see Kexo kind of lurking around, possibly trying to sneak into this basement. So there's only going to be 1 person on gens right now, and 2 people still just having a little basement party right now. But that 3-gen does get broken, so it's going to be a little bit better for Elysium, but still 2 in the basement. That is not what you are looking for.
No, not at all, and I don't think they're going to be able to get this on hook. I just don't think so, especially if they're going to go now. Kesko's going to have to hurry up. They're both about to die, and this is going to look very bad. A 2v1 situation with 2 generators left. This is looking very good for Ariandel. This is exactly what they wanted. Okay, we did see that generator pop, which is going to make it a little bit better for the survivors, but still, a 4K at 1 generator is an impressive feat against Team Elysium.
Most definitely. Now, as we enter the 2v1, Pedro is still broken. So if he gets found out here, it could be the death for Elysium. And we could be looking at a 4K1. But if he has a very good chase, as we've seen many of times, we could be seeing Kexo just pump out that last generator. And with the gens being on the opposite side of the map, they are able to get a lot of pressure here.
Yeah, Bubble did an amazing job. I thought it was going to be a little bit different here based off of the fact that there was only 1 survivor injured in the beginning of that matchup, and they did just a fantastic job of prolonging. I mean, we saw Corrupt Intervention even getting taken away too, and some time after that before they were even able to get the first knock on Silhey. But unfortunately, they made a bad play up in Killer Shack, and unfortunate that they lost 2 survivors because of that.
And we do see Kexo now getting infected, so Bubbo knows he's going to be working that Shack generator, just applying this eruption onto all of the generators so that whenever he does finally get this down, it will be regression on every single gen on the map here. And we actually catch out Pedro here, does have a very strong tile, and so as Bubbo just an M1 killer right now, no power in hand, he's going to just be able to leave this and know that Kexo is going on the Shack gen.
Yeah, and obviously we saw Kesko get infected, so we knew that he was literally had to have been on a generator, and that gave Bubble enough information to know to look at the generators that are left. And since there's only 1 generator that needs to be popped, there's only 3 that can be the possibility of it, and eruptions already put on them. This is not looking good. It would be actually insane to see Elysium to be able to pop one of these generators right now, because even if they cleanse themselves, if Bubble pukes on all 3 generators, you know it's going to take a while for that infection to get taken away from that generator, so they're going to be forced to either stay off the generator or get on it and get infected. So either way, it's a lose-lose.
Yeah, and we see Kexo now taking chase to this Godrock filler, but the mind game's coming out. The prep bridge will actually be missing, so Kexo will be able to just loop this around a little bit longer, but not before he goes down. And now we see that eruption proc on all 3 generators. Pedro did cleanse in the distance, so we could potentially be seeing some sort of stealth play, but it's going to be very difficult here in this 2v1.
Yeah, this is where it gets intense, because both teams are trying their best. One's trying not to get caught, and then the other one is trying to find that person. And most of the time, it goes to the killer side. You know, it's not hard to find the survivor, but there is those rare, incidents where the survivor is able to slip underneath the killer's nose and make it happen. But with Kesko being young in the timer for his death, being on the ground, it's going to take a long time for him to die. So Pedro is going to have to hide for a very long time and not have Bubble find him, which is going to probably not happen here. I would assume so.
You would think not, but definitely miracles have happened, so we shall see what happens as the game progresses. And now we see Bubba trying to look at this edge map. He does take his purge that Pedro cleansed at, so if he does find Pedro, it's going to be a very fast chase because this corrupt purge is just so strong, especially against these auto haven tiles that are just so short. You can spit over them very easily, and we do just see Pedro very stealthily not getting found quite yet, and it doesn't even seem like Bubba's near him whatsoever.
We'll see. Maybe we're gonna get something rare here to where, it works out on the survivor's side. Bubba is looking around trying to find Pedro. Let's see how long this takes. Pesco is getting his timer down about halfway now.
And we could be seeing a possible trauma tech, and that would be very interesting to see if we can even pull this off. This is just cutting down to the wire. An escape here from Pedro would be absolutely crazy, especially 4K1 is a very solid result on Plague, especially in this map. But seeing an escape just puts so much pressure on the survivors of Ariandel.
If you're Bubba right now, you're feeling really good coming in this matchup in the semifinals of the winners bracket and getting this result against a team like this. It has to be amazing. And right now, if they didn't make that mistake, I think there would only be one survivor dead. But I could be wrong, though. That's what we love about these DBD games, is that it can really go from one side to another in a very quick, amount of time.
Absolutely, and we are still just scouring this map trying to find the sneaky ace. And Pedro's been doing a good job at not making sure he stands too still so he gets a crow and alerts the killer of his position. But still, that timer is ticking down even more so. We started this with Kexo pretty much full bar, and now it is getting down to the wire. He's almost going to be bled out, and we could be seeing maybe a hatch play, or maybe if these gates are favorable, we could be seeing an escape, which would be very, very good comeback from Elysium after that mishap.
Yeah, we'll see if Pedro is able to make this happen. That would be insane, honestly. He definitely wants to do that for his team. Make it a little bit better results for their killer coming into this next matchup. But we'll see. It's coming down to it. The timer is getting very small now. Just a few seconds left. And then it will be a hatch play, or like you said, it could come down to the doors.
And we do see Bubba now rotating towards the bottom side of the map as Kexo's timer gets down, and we are seeing a body block here come from Pedro. Is it going to be enough? No, unfortunately, he's just not going to be able to body block enough time, and so now we will be taking the last chase here. So unfortunate.
Yeah, it looked like it would have gone to Pedro's side, but Bubba was able to stop it, and unfortunately gets that close on the hatch.
And if I'm looking at the map correctly right now, the gates were on opposite sides of the map. He had a gate over at 10, and so he would have been able to possibly even open that if Bubba just played for the hatch here. But I do not quite know if the timer would have been just enough, but still very well played from both sides, and we will be seeing if Elysium can come back and match this result.
Yeah, 100%. It was a great game from Ariandel. I mean, Elysium did good too, but they made that huge mistake there in the killer shack, and they definitely paid for it.
Yeah, that head-on from Zeno not coming in quite what they wanted. Possibly trying to go for some cheeky plays there in the basement. Just unfortunately did not work out for them. And now we are seeing a little bit of a chase here on Pedro. Maybe just going to be outliving the endgame collapse timer as he's doing exceptionally. They had so much resources available, so to see 2 deaths at that early was just absolutely unfortunate.
Yeah, like you said, a lot of resources. We barely seen any chases happening in this matchup because of the fact of what happened in Shack.
And we pretty much were only playing on one half of the map here, just sitting at this bottom side because of that basement. And we are trying to see a mind game and a swing and a miss. Pedro just holding those check spots beautifully, and that timer will be ticking down.
being set up, guys. We're going to be getting set up for the next game. We appreciate everybody that's here. Don't forget, follow the stream. And we will be back with the second game of the first set as soon as it's ready. Alrighty, welcome back, everybody. We are going to be in the second game of the first set in this amazing matchup of Elysium versus Ariandel in the semi-finals of the winners bracket. We're finally getting close to wrapping up this season and the start of our $1,000 season. Both teams have been undefeated so far, have not lost a single matchup. And as you can tell, when we get later in these seasons, in these brackets, you have great teams pair up, and unfortunately, one of these teams will be a loser here and lose and go down to the losers bracket and take that first loss of the tournament. And right now, we know that both teams do not want that to happen, so they're going to be playing pretty hard. Zeno does have to get a 4K here to be able to win the set. It's going to be very interesting. Even if he does get a 4K, I think it's what is it, Snipes? Was it 4 generators? Yeah, 4 it'd be, he'd win the set by 1 point, right?
Yeah, if he gets a 4K1 here, because of that bleed out and Ada being a fresh hook, that will be points lost on Ariandel's side. So a 4K1 will win the result here, I believe, for Elysium. And so far, no one's being found, and we already see, you know, Zeno grabbing the corrupt with no one infected. So interesting play here, and curious to see if it's going to pay off here.
Yeah, I was wondering what was going on right there, if he was going to do that or not, and obviously he did, so we'll see if he's able to get anything off of it. As you can see, Corrupt is about to go down. Now, it's interesting, we got Thana, we have Whispers, we have Bamboozle, and then we have Corrupt Interventions. So, nobody being caught yet. Corrupt is about to go down. Zeno will need to puke on those generators too to get the infection off. Slow start to this matchup right now.
Yeah, a very slow start indeed, and that power is running out, but Zeno is getting use out of Whispers here as he knows no one is over here. So now he knows people are just stealthing out the Corrupt at the bottom side. So, you know, not a typical perk you see in comp, and we just see these survivors very, very stealthily just going around the map here, not getting found just even quite yet. As we see Arima around this dumpster here, and now Zeno still unable to find someone, but there's really no gen progression. So is it going to be worth it in the end?
Yeah, this is a very different start of the pace for the matchup here. I was expecting to see a little bit more going on, but not right now. As you can tell, nothing has happened. No infections, no survivors have been caught, no chases have been started. A very slow start. Ariandel is definitely trying to make sure that Zeno has a problem getting any pressure on their team. And we do see scratch marks, so Zeno is closing in on his first chase. It is going to be starting. There's nothing they can do. Almost gets that on Hardwell. That would have been very nice.
Yeah, unfortunately, just using that hill to the advantage and crouching under it. And we are going to be taking now our first chase here at the shack. And Zeno does have Bamboozle to shut down this window here. So curious to see if that's going to play in effect. And now Hardwell will most likely be getting vomited on as we see the infection coming out.
Finally. Right now, Zeno is just got a lot of pressure on him. He knows that these generators are being worked on. And Hardwell dropping the shack pallet, making distance, trying to get far away before they get fully infected and are injured. And not even Thana has came into play yet. There we go, first injured. I see Casters, curse. If I didn't say nothing, it wouldn't have happened.
You're absolutely right. And we are seeing the first gen of the game complete, but still a very slow start, completely different from what we saw last match, as we were saying. And honestly, we haven't really been venturing out from this bottom side of the map very much. We do see a little bit of a 4-gen, I think, on this bottom side. So maybe Zeno is going to be holding that. And actually, I am mistaken. I think we broke the 4-gen, if I am looking at it correctly.
That may be the case here, and we see Sprint Burst coming into effect here on the Leon. Not able to get much anywhere at all. Does take the M1. Still not infected, but we would assume that Xeno's going to make sure that he does get him infected. And we see that second generator popping, and still no hooks for Xeno. This is not looking good. Ariandel's just playing phenomenal right now, and Xeno's going to have to do something crazy as he has 0 hook states, and there's 3 generators left.
Yeah, and you gotta think, you know, a 4K1, 4KO is what he is looking for here. Any stages out the door will result in a loss for this set. And Excise will now finally be getting infected here in Bubba. Now the last survivor that needs to be infected here, and we are just going to be seeing Xeno now leave chase here, grab his second purge of the game, and now make his way back to the bottom side where he has favorited so far, and see if he can maybe get some snowball rolling here.
We'll see, we'll see. 1 second, sorry.
And we are seeing a crow here at the shack, so if this is an injured survivor, it is actually not, it's Bubba. So we will be getting that full stack of Thanatophobia here soon once Excise is fully infected. That first hit just not coming out though, unfortunately, but it is just inevitable before he gets hit here as we make our way towards the mid side of the map.
But still though, right now, Snipes, if you're Xeno, you're getting your first knock of the game with 3 generators pop. That cannot be a good feeling. He's doing a great job, but they were just doing a better job making sure that he's not able to get much pressure. We have seen the infections finally coming in. We got 2 people infected, fully affected, and then the third is infected, but just not fully yet. So, still no full effect of Thana coming in just quite yet.
And we see Bubba actually dead on a pallet here, and I'm curious to see if there are going to be survivors nearby for this save. Xeno is going to be trying to pick here, and the flashlight save instead of just the pallet save is actually coming out and will be missing. So now Xeno will be getting his first hook of the game, and he's just taking it straight back to this bottom side where he has all of his gens at. And I'm sure we are not going to see much of top side at all this game.
Yep, that's going to be the first points on the board for Xeno. Still has a chance to win this, but it's going to be extremely hard with 2 generators left. But hey, anything can happen when you're this high caliber of a player in this matchup.
Absolutely, and we did see the cleanse, I should say, coming out from Hardwell, and now Xeno is going to be taking his time, and you know he knows he has the pressure. And interesting to see though from his build, we have no slowdown except for Thanatophobia, which is not what you typically see. So interesting play here from Xeno, but I'm sure he knows all, and we are going to be taking chase back where this hook was at.
Yeah, you would assume if you play a plague set normally, and what I mean by that is like if you're able to get puke on all the generators, usually Thana would be a very good perk to have, but in this situation, Xeno did not get much value out of it, if any. I mean, obviously he did get some value, but not as much as what he would like to. Because having all those survivors injured, it adds that extra 12% of slowdown, and it adds up very quickly too. But with that survivors barely being injured, it's not much.
But we are actually seeing a slug here. Arima did go down, and now Bubba going down here at the shack. 2 people on the ground. Hardwell will be picking up Arima, so there will be 3 survivors back on these generators, but still a basement play, and we saw what happens can happen in basement from last match. So will Ariandel sell the bag, or will they just keep pressuring these gens?
Yeah, we'll see. Right now, it looks like we're about to get another generator popped, and Claudette able to come down, get the unhook, but is unfortunately going to be taking a down because of that, too.
Well, Hardwell isn't quite fully infected yet, so, and...
Oh, I didn't even see! Oh, they get out! There's no way!
That is just absolutely incredible
Literally
here.
the last second.
Beautiful time management here from the survivors of Ariandel here, and now Xeno is going to be trying to go for Bubba here as he is death on hook, but if he doesn't have a long chase here, we could just be seeing that last generator pop is going to be dying on the pallet, and we are going to know that survivors are nearby, and Xeno just so aware that they're working this generator. Just absolutely incredible game sense coming out from him. And so now, can he stop this in time? And it looks like yes, with all 4 survivors injured now, full phobia stacks coming in. This is going to be intense.
Yeah, and this is where the slowdown really starts to happen. And if this is going to be a death hook, a 1v3 is exactly what they need. But it looks like they got up too. If I'm not mistaken, I was updating the score. Oh, he misses! Unfortunate for Xeno. He definitely needed that knock there. And him getting that vault and not getting hit is going to give him distance. And he's going to be forced to leave. Oh, wait, maybe not. Let's see if Xeno can cook something up. He needs to do something fast as he gets Bloodlust tier 1. He should be able to get the down, but no Leon was able to work with the window pallet, but was able to transfer the Bloodlust over to Bubba and finally gets him down. Decides to leave him on the ground, wants to go for Leon. Might be able to do something here. Gonna need to be careful.
But if he does not careful, they are just going to probably be doubling those gens. And we see the last gen popping here. And the gates are not in favor for Xeno. So he's going to have to pull out a miracle here in the 3v1 if he wants to get this 4KO. And it's looking near impossible, but we shall see.
Yeah, it's almost impossible for the fact, too, that they're cleansing themselves, and he has to get all 3 survivors down and dead, too, as well, to be able to win this. And I doubt that Ariandel is going to allow that to happen. And, yeah, it looks like it's going to be impossible here, because he can only pressure one side of the gate, and Exile already has that gate.
Yes, but we are taking the down here onto Arima. Will be a 2k6. And Ariandel taking the first set against Elysium. Very well played here. And we will be going into the Huntress, which is my favorite set to watch. So I'm very excited. I don't know about you, Sick.
Oh, I'm excited. I always love watching Huntress because you never know what's going to happen in those games. But yes, like you said, Snipes, Ariandel will be taking the first set home. A very good start for their team. Momentum is on their side. But we are in the Huntress set, and Elysium did pick that, so we're going to see. We were talking about it earlier, Snipes, about teams winning the sets that they pick, and that is very big in these matchups, so we will see in just a moment as we get set up for our first game of the second set of this best of 5 in the winner's bracket semifinals. We appreciate everybody, and we will be back in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. We are going to be in our first game of the second set in this best of 5 matchup with Elysium versus Ariandel. And I know our caster now, Snipes, is extremely happy, getting blessed with some gameplay from the Huntress with Xeno and then Ariandel back to back. This must be, you know, his birthday or something. Happy birthday, Snipes.
Thank you indeed. I am so excited as we hear the infamous hum coming out here. And Xeno not running Whispers this time. He is going to have no trouble finding anyone on this Wrecker's Yard. It's a very small map. As we see possibly our first chase happening. And no, Xeno possibly just looking at Ghost here. But we are now going to be venturing away from his corrupt gens and trying to see if we can catch a survivor out here. And a very interesting setup on this map indeed. So we are taking our first chase here over at the hill.
We'll see. Let me know if you guys can tell if we have the reshader on or not. I don't know if you can tell, Snipes, but I'm pretty sure that the reshader that we added made the maps a little bit more brighter and a little bit more bearable for our viewers on YouTube channel. You're having some complaints about that. I know that's off topic to you Twitch streamers, but if it's a little dark, let me know in chat. If you guys see it, if it's dark or anything, let me know. I can tweak the settings, but we're seeing Hardwell being the first one getting chased at a decent pallet when it comes to the Huntress. It just depends on if he makes the right call of when to drop the pallet, which he does not, and Xeno is able to capitalize and gets a free hit. And Xeno going for that one right there. That would have been a very impressive shot. What is Hardwell going to do? And drops it again and tries to crouch over to the corner, but unfortunately doesn't work, and we're going to be seeing our first down.
And we are going to be seeing that Ruin come into play as he pushes survivors off. Jen
That was weird.
Possibly trying to bait out the Painter is trying to catch them off guard here. That Painter does come in onto one of the gens. And now a very strong position that Xeno's in right here. He has a couple gens nearby with a lot of progress. And that Ruin just going to be slowly ticking away. Maybe possibly going for an orbital. But will not be connecting as he runs out of hatchets now. is going to have to reload, but thankfully there's a locker right next to this hook, so he does not have to go very far. There's so many lockers on this wrecker's yard. It is very good for the Huntress.
Yep, very good start to this matchup already. A very quick down. I mean, it's expected when you have a killer like the Huntress being played, and we love these fast-paced games. That one that we saw last set with the Plague on Ariandel's side was just insane how slow the start was, and they were able to put that pressure on Zeno. It is rare to see Elysium lose a set. It's not like impossible. Obviously they lose sets, but it definitely is to see, especially by that big of a margin. I'm pretty sure it was almost 20 points.
Yes, and we see Hardwell now going into the second state. No one's going to be nearby to get him, so now it is up to Ariandel to try and punish Zeno for this. But with this gen split around here, he has 4 gens nearby, including the Shack one, and with Ruin just being a nuisance to these survivors, it's going to be very difficult to get any progress. And it looks like Bubba is going to be going in for the trade, but it's going to be a trade on a pain res hook. So I'm not sure if that's exactly what the Ariandel survivors want here. But Zeno doesn't care about it. He said, screw that Scourge hook. I want my tunnel out here at 3 generators remaining. And that is exactly what we see as we take chase onto Hardwell once more. And a very nice hit over that truck. Just beautiful gameplay here from Zeno. And we are going to be seeing this pickup now.
Ooh, decisive coming in.
Oh, that is good, but decisive timer being still bugged. It will be a very fast 3-second DS timer, not your typical 5, and so Hardwell will be going down immediately.
Wait, am I missing something? I thought it got nerfed down to 4.
It did get nerfed down to 4. I forgot about that, but still the timer I think is still bugged. Behavior still has not fixed it, unfortunately. So it was a very fast
guess what?
DS.
We got Laura Croft coming in the game, guys, so it doesn't matter if they fix the decisive strike timer because we have a new survivor. And guess what, chat? Next month, we'll be getting a new killer in Survivor, so who cares about the bugs? Let's continue on. No, that's just how their mindset can be sometimes. But we do see the first tunnel out coming in. Like you said, Zeno ignored that Scourge hook, doesn't really care about it, wanted to get that first tunnel out, and was able to get it done in a very good timing manner. So looking very good. Bubbo dropping it and does not get hit. Very nice.
And that is exactly what Hardwell was trying to do earlier, but was just unsuccessful at it. And this is a very strong tile against Huntress. I know myself, I have been looped too many times on this tile myself. And now with that last hatchet not landing and the 3rd gen popping, Bubbo just showing his expertise in looping here against the Huntress. And we are taking chase against on this truck here and not going for the vault, instead of just going back to the middle of the map here and just extending this chase even further. He has a God Rock here. Just as another gen pops, sick. This is getting out of control here.
Yeah, we see another generator popping. We only have 1 left and only 3 hook states right now. Zeno not doing the best in this setup. We thought we were going to see something, and Bubble does go down. I mean, it still can happen. We have 3 stacks of pain res. Let's just see how much progression we have. And it looks like not much at all. But no Scourge hook coming in quite yet, but it is a basement hook, and we know for a fact that the basement pressure with the Huntress is second to none.
Absolutely, that wind up, especially with Babushka Rose Root coming out, increasing the projectile speed of the hatchet here. The gen speed or the gen progression regression will not come out here from the pain res, but we catch out Arima here, I think, who was looking for the save initially, but unfortunately does get caught out. But he's taking chase on the opposite side of the map where the gen's being progressed. So we could just be seeing, Ace just sticking that gen, not even caring about this basement hook, and Excise is probably just doing exactly that.
Yeah, we'll see. Got that first hook on Bubble, which is going to be very nice. In the basement, I don't know, man. It's not looking the best right now, but still, Zeno can make anything happen. But as we see Exile getting that last generator ready to pop, Bubble about to hit second, and it looks like it might just be that. Ooh, and Leon making an amazing play, but Zeno not falling for anything like that. That's some preschool, text right there. That's not going to work on a player like him. And does get the last generator pop. Bubble does hit second, and it looks like, ooh, it could be something here happening. Let's see how this is going to play out.
Yes, and we see in the distance Xeyes going to be in the shack, or near the shack, I should say. And we just see Zeno going straight back, reloading, make sure he has those full 7 hatchets in his pocket so that he is going to be able to try and maybe find out Xeyes here. We could be looking at a 4KO, which is incredible result here on the Huntress. You know, typically you are going to be looking between 6 to 8 stages for the Huntress, but a 4K would be a very strong result.
Yeah, you always want to get that 4K. You don't want to let survivors out, anything like that, because it just makes it really hard for your killer or your survivor team going into the next set. But we're still in this game, and right now it could go either way. Bubble does die on hook. Be one less survivor to have to worry about. We have Leon slugged on the floor. It just depends on how Ace is gonna play this. Is he gonna be able to make something happen? It's gonna be really hard with that bleed out timer just slowly ticking away. Zeno has such a good amount of time to be able to make his way across all these areas in this map, and has a good enough time to be able to find where this last survivor is, and he does. So this is going to be looking like it's going to be a 4K at 0 gens, which is still a really respectable result here for Ariandel. All they'd have to do... Oh! And wait, did he pick him up? I didn't see if Leon was right there or not. He did?
Did actually pick them up, so now 2 survivors are going to be out on the ground. Ace will be getting hit with his hatchet and going straight down, and now Leon, the last remaining survivor, was heading towards this exit gate over by the 7 corner, but he's going to have 0 time, and we see the blood trails here as Zeno is quick on his tail now, and we do see him here, so it will looking like a 4K0.
Man, if Ace could have made that chase just last even just like 10 seconds longer, it could have gave Leon enough time to be able to go pressure a door, but unfortunately he goes down extremely quickly and makes it to where Zeno knows exactly where Leon was, and he's not able to do anything. It would have been crazy to see if he would have made that chase last longer, but unfortunately it didn't happen.
Yes, and Arima R is taking chase towards the fun bus here. Will be unfortunately going down to a very nice flick from Zeno, and now we are seeing the pickup here, and just incredible result here.
For sure. Great matchups.
Absolutely, and now Zeno is going to be making his way back to Xeyes to get him up on this hook. If he can find them, I'm sure he's hoping he had whispers now to make sure he knew exactly where he's at, but
now
we should not... Yeah, go ahead.
Now, one thing I want to say, Science, before we end this matchup is look at the fact that Zeno still had 3 stacks of pain res up and ruin, and they were still able to get all the generators done. I wonder how this game would have went if Zeno would have been able to get more value out of pain res, but definitely a great matchup, and now it's just the fact of finding where Leon is, and, well, not Leon, Ace.
Yeah, and Ace is just slugging his way around the map, and I'm sure it's going to be near impossible for a hatch play, but you never know, so...
100%.
And now we will be seeing second state onto Arima here, and still no sight of Xeyes here on the ground. But Zeno should be finding him shortly. I think we saw him in this corner, but could be mistaken. A bleed out would be very crucial here. You know, as I mentioned earlier in the Plague set, a bleed out does deny points, especially if they are a fresh hook, which Xeyes is. So possibly seeing a loss of points here for Elysium, and that could be definitely deadly.
Oh, and you want to know something crazy? We see that Leon's hitting all of his skill checks because if this goes down, if all Zeno has to do is find the hatch and then close it, and then guess who gets picked up from Adrenaline? Exile, and there will not be no bleed out at all. So this is quite interesting. Look, watch, here it comes. Wait, I'm stupid, ain't I? Chat, am I forgetting something?
Yeah,
All
so
right, I'm
the
deleting the S2
adrenaline.
tournaments. This is going to be the last matchup you guys will ever see from the S2 tournaments. I appreciate all the continued support for the last year, but we are now going to be closing our doors and we're done streaming. So, thanks, guys.
I believe with that last adrenaline nerf that they
I thought it was only for the hook,
did,
though. Like if you were on
I
hook.
believe, I believe it's hook and in the dying state, but I could be
Wow. No, it
mistaken. It
has to
could be just
be.
a bug. It could just be a bug that happened, or I am not sure. I'm pretty sure though it says dying state as well, but still, Xi is going to be bleeding out here in 3 seconds. Yep, there it is. So that will be loss of points, and don't go anywhere right now. We are going to be getting this next match set up. Ariandel coming back out on the Huntress.
Insane gameplay. And guys, yes, like he said, we will be right back in just a moment.
Welcome back to the second match of the second set here. Bubba coming out on to the killer for Ariandel, and we saw a 4K0 with a bleed out, so we are going to be seeing a very interesting result here. And we are a little bit dumb here on the side of the casting desk, and we didn't realize that the all gens have been popped, so adrenaline was already procced, and we didn't realize it wouldn't pick up the survivor who was on the ground. But sick, what are we thinking as we are taking chase here over onto Adam?
Well, I'll say what, you're an amazing caster, Snipes, because when he says we, what he meant to say was is to replace that W and turn it upside down to an M because it was me. But I mean, yeah, you guys did think that the same thing for a second. But it does happen, when you're casting, you're in the moment. A lot of things are happening. You're trying to make sure you bring quality, content when you're casting and great comms. And sometimes it just slips away. And right now, we have Silhey taking the first chase and goes down pretty quickly. Bubba getting a fast down here against Team Elysium. Not the start that Elysium wanted. Survivors are on other generators. Looks like Xeno's was trying to get set up for the save, but unfortunately couldn't. Wearing that new outfit for Meg, which is pretty badass, in my opinion.
Absolutely, and we do see that Pain Res coming in, and we see a very interesting perk here on Bubba. Something you don't typically see on Huntress, but Bubba, knowing his opponents well, Elysium known for trying to go for pallet saves, so that Infectious Fright might be seeing some, use in the later game here. But now just kind of chilling around this hook, possibly looking for a survivor coming in for this. Here's progress on Shaq, is going to be checking it and just giving it a good old kick here to stop that regression and trying to find another survivor here.
Yeah, you are 100% correct. Elysium is definitely known for having that sprint burst on one of those players and always being around the area. You'll catch him too, where a lot of times, like for instance, Xeno being the Meg, he will literally not get on a generator at all and will stay around the area of where his teammates are looping to try to get that save with sprint burst. And we see the first generator popping now, and it looks like Silhey is about to hit that second stage now.
Yes, and we are getting the confirmed second stage. A missed kill check on that gen, unfortunately, as Bubba is pressuring that very heavily, and an unhook comes out right behind Bubba, but he does get the hit off and down on a pallet. Marcos is nearby. 2 gens have been popped, but this is looking very rough here for Elysium.
Yeah, that's something that you don't really hear oftenly in these, DBD games of Elysium not getting their way, and it's just right now it's not happening. And if they do good, Ariandel does really good here. They could win the second set, which means that Elysium would have to win the next 3 sets to be able to take this home. If not, they would be knocked out into the losers bracket.
Which I would feel bad for anyone down in that losers bracket, hoping they get a redemption and having to go against a top tier team like Elysium. The flashlight save does come in onto Silhey, so Xeno is going to be nearby, and we see that champion of light and a pallet stun just to prove even further, give more distance to Silhey. So now this is what I'm expecting from Elysium. These just flashy plays that happen, and we see it right now, and it's just going to be buying more time for them to get gens done and possibly get some stages out the door.
That flashlight save was great. They definitely needed that due to the fact that Bubba was able to get that quick down very fast in the matchup and just made it a little bit longer to where Silhey could last a little longer. Not too much, but hey, every second matters in these games. We've seen it come down to just a few seconds many of times, Snipes, and we are going to be seeing that first tunnel out. Now it will be a 1v3. with 3 generators left. Not a bad start. This is looking like it could be 50-50. Still has 3 stacks of pain res. Now another generator does pop. Still a great, start so far from Bubba for sure.
Absolutely, especially with 2 survivors being injured here. Now they have to be very careful, or are they going to play very risky and risk going down to just 1 singular hatchet? But hopefully Elysium are just going to be getting this reset off at that gen that they popped here, and we shall see how this game progresses. Yeah,
sorry. Chat is now making fun of me. Right now they just started to see the adrenaline play, because there's a 10-minute delay. So I apologize, people. But yes, we're gonna see another knock on Pedro, which is good. It's gonna be another hook that is fresh, so it should be. Yep, it is gonna be a pain res. We're gonna see that 20% being knocked off.
However, this hook is somewhere where Bubba can't do what he did last time, where he just camped until second and then go for the tunnel out, because it is far away from all of these generators here. And if Bubba camps, we could be seeing a punish on the Elysium side here, and it seems like he might be thinking the same thing, and now is going to be extending and giving that unhook for free if a survivor is nearby. And we are going to be seeing that unhook come out now, and seeing this gen has a bit of progress here. It's about 75% here, and we do see a lurking Xeno will be able to get some distance with that sprint burst here, but so far the chases have not been too long. We did see that extension earlier with the pallet save, or the flashlight save, but now Xeno going to be showing his 1v1 expertise here against this Huntress.
Yep, and that girl's that hit on Xeno. Oh, almost got that. Bubba almost got Xeno's foot there, which could have been crazy.
And we are seeing the blind come out. A chain blind coming in, but it's not going to be enough. The Champion of Light will be wearing out, and Xeno just be going down in this corner here. And that's going to be another fresh, and it's going to be another pain res. Hopefully, if Bubba is lucky, he is going to have to venture a little bit further, and this is going to be in his gen spread, so not going to be very good for Elysium.
Nope, we see Pedro in shack getting that generator done. It is about 3/4 of the way, and right now it's in that state. We're in the state of point in this gameplay where it can go either way. Right now, this 3v1 is very tricky for teams because you have to play smart. You don't want to get caught going in for the unhook or going in for a rotation to get set up and get knocked, anything like that. You can't risk it, because then if it gets knocked and you don't have the unhook, then that's when the killer decides to camp the hook and wait for the survivor to die out. But we'll see how Bubba plays. He's been doing very well he did very well in the Plague set, and right now he did very well so far in the Huntress set, and we'll continue seeing how he plays as we finish up and wrap up this second match of the second setup. And
that shack gen is getting dangerously close to popping here. We could be looking at a 1 gen remaining spread, but with Xeno hook very deep into the pocket, we did actually see an unhook come out, so he will not be going into the second state, I believe. I wasn't sure if he hit second or not, but we are going to be taking now Chase back into this corner here. No pallet to loop, and just going to be having this truck to try and work around.
Yeah, right now, if you're Bubba, you want to win this set no matter what. This is a do or die here for their team, because if they win this and they go up 2-0, they have a very great, win margin. They can lose the next 2 sets, and that's fine, because then on the 5th one, they can win it all. But right now, it's 50-50. Each team, they need to win this set 100%.
Absolutely, and we are going to be seeing this gen very high progress here. Xeno did not hit second before that unhook came out, so beautiful job, well done for Elysium, not allowing that early tunnel up to come in and the 2v1 to happen. And now with Bubba just lurking around both this high progress gen and this hook, you gotta think, what is going on in Elysium's mind here?
Yeah, for sure. They do not want to lose this setup right now. And they did get the on-hook from Zeno, which is very good. And Marcos being the only one that is healthy is very good as well, too. Because if not, he would have went down right there, which would have not been good. So we're still see all survivors up. Bubbo going in for the reload, has 1 stack of pain res left. It is getting very interesting. All survivors are injured, so there is no, chances of hiding and, lurking around and trying to get generators progressions done, underneath the Huntress's nose. So right now, it's a do or die. Let's see what Elysium is going to be doing now. We can see all the survivors are pretty well spread out.
Yeah, and I believe Marcos is gonna be the fresh, which will be his last pain res. So if Marcos gets found out here, we could be seeing another that last stack of pain res being gone, and just that more gen regression coming out here. And 3 survivors injured. We did see them resetting, so they are going to be trying to play this safe, trying to get this last gen popped and even some stages out the door, which is what they need, because the 4KO will result in Ariandel taking the second set and them going up 2-0 and having just complete momentum.
Yeah, we'll see. We did get the heal off on Zeno and Marcos, which is very good for Elysium, but they still, no progression on that generator at all. And it just depends on how the other 2 generators are how much progression they have. They are split up a little bit. Yeah, they are split up actually pretty well, my bad. But it depends if they have pressure on them all or not. Because if there's no pressure on any of those gens, then it doesn't really matter. If Zeno has Bubbo has a lot of work to, a lot of leg room to work with, you could say. My bad.
Unfortunately,
oh, no! I was wrong.
Oh my god, a cross map coming out, and the 2-tap will not be happening yet. And we are going to get hit onto Zeno here, but that last gen will be popping now, and the adrenaline coming out onto Pedro. Now, Bubbo has to get a 4K slug here, and it's going to be so hard for him. We are taking chase here onto Marcos, who is injured, so this chase could be coming out extremely quick, but he's forcing the pull, which means Pedro is probably on a gate over at the 3 and possibly just getting out, and we could be seeing an escape here. That hatchet will be just very short, but the gate now finally being opened here. We'll just be seeing Pedro leave, and now Zeno will be getting picked up here. 1 out the door, just incredible here from both sides. Bubbo did his best, but unfortunately they were just doubling that gen and was able to pop it right before. And we are trying to see who takes the set in the background here as we are looking at the scorecard. And Sick, do we have an update on that?
Yes, we do. It looks like Elysium is going. Wait, no. Yeah, Ariandel. Wait, hold on. Yeah, Ariandel wins the set. If I'm not mistaken.
Elysium won.
Oh, Elysium won. Okay, yeah, so its final score is 41-39. So yeah, Elysium won just by 2 points. Big difference. Little difference right there. So yes, it's going to be 1-1, and we are going to be getting set up with our 3rd set in just a moment. Alrighty, welcome back, everybody, and we have a Singularity set here. Bubbo once again playing for Ariandel. This is the 3rd set of this best-of-5 matchup, and right now, both teams are tied up 1-1 going into this 3rd set. Elysium was able to win the last setup by 2 points, and you have to think that is insane that Elysium was able to come back from that and make it happen. So now we're in this setup where it's tied 1-1 instead of it being a 2-0 deficit. So very interesting, and let's see how Bubba's gonna play, knowing that they almost won that 2nd set and could have had a great margin here coming into this 3rd one.
Absolutely, and we just see Bubbo setting up his biopods and all around the map, and we see our first tag here onto Kexo, who is taking a chase to the main building, which is a very strong tile here. And the thing about this is you got to be careful about your EMP management. Your economy with this has got to be very crucial, because if you keep getting tagged with these biopods, you're going to run out of EMPs and you're just going to be able to get teleported on, which is Singularity's specialty. Now we are seeing Zeno get tagged up as well over here working this gen, but will be just immediately cleansing that, especially along with the biopod.
Yep, 100%. Now Zeno gets hit with it too. We see family photo and the glove, the baseball glove, which is very good. I forgot exactly what the glove does. I can't remember. I think the purple add-on makes it to where he gets the haste status, you know, gains like haste for like a few seconds.
Yes, the Soma's family photo is going to give him 5% haste for a few seconds, and then the ball glove is going to give him more duration on his overclock. So will just be kind of canceling out the negative effect of Soma's family photo, because the family photo, I believe, reduces the duration, so the ball glove is just going to be canceling that out. Typically, your add-ons for Singularity, so no surprise here. But we are taking chase here onto the shack at Zeno. He will be able to make this vault in time. The fast vault coming in though, but not before getting to the shack pallet, and it is going to be going down, and Bubba is not going to care about it whatsoever. He's just going to be running straight over it, and this duration might be able to get enough, but no, unfortunately, will not. It's just having an absolutely phenomenal chase right now.
Yep, and we see the pallet going down, getting dropped, and Zeno getting not going to be the first hook, maybe? Yep, okay, just wanted to, I didn't know if he was close enough to that pallet. Very decent start. We see the first generator popping, which is going to be good for Elysium, but it looks like Bubba is going to take Zeno down to the basement exactly where he wants him in the start of the match. Very nice pressure. Hopefully the survivors have some more generator progression, which they do. Okay, so not looking bad on both sides. We'll see how this matchup continues as we get going on. Bubba setting up more pods, making sure that he has pressure. Was able to tag him after getting the EMP, but it looked like it went away. Or no, it did not.
I don't believe it tagged him, so, but we are going to be seeing a teleport here all the way to the main building, and is going to be able to get to this pallet in time in front of main building. But now he is going to go straight back to basement, worried about this unhook coming in, but I don't think Elysium is worried about this all. They are scared of the basement after what happened in that first match against Plague. They are not trying anything silly anymore.
Yup, and we're going to be seeing that second generator pop in. Very nice here. It looks like this is going to be a second stage confirmed.
It appears so, but still, these three survivors are spread out all over the map. Now Bubba has to do something. He has 4 pain reses available. He has that sloppy butcher if he's able to get some tags on some survivors. So we shall see, and we do see Sile just pressuring that main building generator and trying to get Bubba away from this shack so his teammates can get a save.
Yeah, they would probably want to try to get the unhook for Zeno, but then again, it depends on the pressure that they have on the generators. If they are separated, which we do see one about to pop, and they do get the unhook. Very nice. Very good. I wonder if they're waiting it out, because he has no idea that he's down there, so they're just chilling. Doesn't that stop the timer too, if I'm not mistaken?
It slows down the timer just slightly, so they are doing a very good job at just buying 2 more people. And yeah, Bubba is just sitting here completely oblivious to this shenanigans in basement. And here I thought we were just going to be staying away from it and letting Zeno die on hook, but no, they said we learned from our mistake in the first set. We are going to be not dying twice to this.
But listen, I've never seen that before, right, Snipe? So like he's basically prolonging Zeno's death timer, right? And giving his teammates just all that time to do generators. And now Bubba is coming down, realizing, wondering why he does get the hit off. But we see that other generator pop. Zeno doesn't, I don't think, Pedro, sorry. Wait, oh my god, they were able to get out. That's crazy.
Yes, they were. And now Zeno taking the chase, but I fear it's far too late. And actually, that is going to be coming down very quick. You know, that haste is coming into effect extremely well, but the DS comes out. That is going to be absolutely brutal for Bubba. the one survivor. You do not want to get curse hooked.
Yep, 1 second here. I'm just checking some things.
And now we are going to be trying to maybe find another survivor, maybe get some freshes on the board. Bubba has this gen does have a lot of progress here, about 50% I think, on the water tower, and there's a couple survivors nearby, and possibly going to try and get, as we see Kexo lurking nearby, does get tagged up with Biopod, and will be getting teleported on, but makes it to the water tower pallet, does pre-drop it, and is playing still extremely well right now.
100%. Only one generator left. They were able to make such a great play in basement, and it just extends Zeno's timer and was able to get a generator done because of that. And then they made it out of Shack without losing anybody, which is also very impressive. I could not believe we saw that happen there. An amazing strat from Team Elysium and able to make advantage of that.
And Pedro will be taking a hit, possibly just to allow Kexo to get further. And Silhe will be getting found out here by Water Tower. Now it is up to the other survivors. They're spreading out their pressure on these gens extremely well. But these resets are coming out even through Sloppy Butcher. Are going to be getting these resets, possibly Bubba sussing it out in the main building and maybe trying to get a free tag. Does find Silly just working that water tower gen. These survivors are just applying so much pressure here, and these EMPs have got to be running thin at the moment, as we have seen so many cleanses recently. And Bubba is just going back and forth, just not able to get anything rolling for him, unfortunately. And the gens are getting so close. We find out Zeno here, who is the Death on Hook survivor. And I'm curious to see if Bubba is going to try and commit to that, or maybe possibly go back and pressure this water tower gen. And we see that last gen popping, and actually Adrenaline will come out onto Zeno, and the Noed is now going to be revealed. Silhe will be going down here at the window, not making it in time. So this is going to be a fresh onto Silhe, but still absolutely dominating performance here coming out from Elysium.
Yeah, 100% Snipes, I agree. The fact that they were able to stop Bubba from getting more than 2 hooks at until the end game here, and nobody coming in, but still a crazy how you can stop a player at this high of a level to only 2 hooks in the in this matchup. He had Sloppy Butcher as well too, was because that can come in real good handy with the Singularity, and just couldn't get nothing. Didn't even get a stack of pain res off. The only hook he got was in the basement, and that was it. Unfortunate for Bubba here. Tried their best, but couldn't make anything really happen here. So we'll see. I think Elysium's going to have a very easy victory here, but you never know. It could be the same result here, as we see the reset coming in, but getting interrupted by Bubba, able to stop that healing. Coming into play, but I don't think it's enough, as both survivors are healthy, and they should be able to get them. Oh, and they
The FTP comes out from Zeno. Zeno is the least amount of points worth, but we're possibly just going to be seeing a 4 out, and that is exactly what we see. Incredible result here, and this was Ariandel's pick, so I'm curious to see how Elysium's going to come into this next match.
Yeah, me too, 100%. And we will be right back with this second game of this third set. Right now, it is getting very tight. Both teams are tied up, and right now, this game will decide who goes up 2-1 in this best of 5 series.
Hello, everybody. Make sure to get your Cowboys hats on. We are back on the Dead Dog Saloon. This time, Zeno on the killer side for Elysium. And we saw a 3-stage 4 out last time, so an extremely difficult win con to play for, and Xeno's going to have a very easy time here. Now, Sick, what are you expecting from this match?
Well, I'm expecting Xeno to be able to come in and pull it out for his team. They definitely need it, and we see Rapid Brutality coming into play. Now, think about that, especially with the family's photo getting that haste status effect, and then if you're able to get a Rapid Brutality hit and teleport to them, that is insane value and a lot of speed to be able to catch up and close the gap between the distances, and that could be very damaging to the survivors if they don't play it right. And we already see the first slipstream getting, you know, broken off already. Very good use from the teams here.
Yeah, their coordination is going to be just completely on point here. iPick doing a very good job at denying this teleport from coming in, and is trying, Xeno is just trying to get the teleport off, and he will eventually get it off. But now we are making our way towards the main building, which we know is just absolutely so strong against M1 killers here. And it's going to be continuing over into this corner of the map. Does get the window, so is going to be just denying this first hit from coming out in that Rapid Brutality to proc.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, right now, Ariandel's doing a good job not allowing Xeno to get any pressure yet in this matchup. And we'll see how much longer they can continue doing this. Every second counts. And right now, we see the very first generator popping. Very good start for Ariandel. But they got to keep it up, though. This is a very hard win con to be able to make. And Xeno can just chill back, relax, and get an easy victory. So there's no pressure on him as well, which is another bad thing for Ariandel. But we see another generator popping.
And we have just seen incredible coordination as we see another EMP being used to help iPick out in this chase. So now he's going to have to be getting split-streamed again and the teleport again. So we see 2 gens popping already for 0 hook chase here.
Another EMP.
And another EMP. Just the absolute teamwork we are seeing here, and now taking chase here and actually getting the blind off, and the pallet will be dropping. Hardwell just supporting his teammate even more.
That was actually insanely good timing for what just happened there. Able to give Adam, the ability to get so far away and just make that first chase last even longer, and another EMP comes in, and then Hardwell here to take a hit. And it's still the first chase of the match is going on for a very long time. Rapid Brutality is making a difference. It could be the reason why he gets this hit here, and it is. Oh my goodness, I know Xeno right now is extremely happy that he brought that perk, because we know for a fact if he didn't, that I don't know if iPick, however you would say his name, is.
Oh my god!
He literally got if he had no Rapid Brutality snipes, this chase would have been going on for even longer than what it was. And we almost saw a save come in. That was insane. I just cannot believe it.
Crazy.
Perfect EMPs. Like against a killer like this, these teams play so well at countering them. The EMPs coming in, the comms, like this is insane right now. How long they made that first last chase.
Terrible control.
That first chase last.
Absolutely, and now we are taking chase here on to Renato. LaMagic doing a very good job so far at dodging and weaving these these biopods, and we are going to be seeing another EMP come out to help him in chase.
Yeah, insane value the entire game at doing this. 2 generators left and only 1 hook. This is actually doable for Ariandel, but they're gonna have to keep the pressure up though to continue on. And he, Xeno does have no one in the back pocket, so that is something that could easily come back to get them. As we see Lee Magic going down for our second down of the game. Xeno trying to get more pressure back on Ariandel. Right now, he's definitely feeling it.
A very beautiful zone here from Xeno, allowing LaMagic to get nowhere. And we are going to be seeing the reset come out. And 2 gens remaining, though. They are going to have to deny any hooks from coming out, and that includes LaMagic hitting second here, as it's a 3-stage win con, and this gen has so much progress, but the survivors are not going to be able to pressure this as the hook is right next to it.
Yeah, 100%. I wonder what's going through Zeno's mind. He knows he has to keep something in his favor. Something has to go his way, and he needs to do something quickly before these last 2 generators pop, and he's in a bad predicament. It looked like he just completely ignored the Magic there.
Yeah, it appears Magic is trying to take chase, possibly a DS, maybe. He does seem to want the chase, and Zeno is aware of it, and he does not care about it. He is going to be taking chase here on to Leon. Leon is making his way towards the main building here. Still is fully healthy and makes the vault. A beautiful mind game coming out, and unfortunately just that haste is going to be coming into play here as Arima gets hit, but does have quite a bit of distance now. And with Magic still on the floor, the survivors are going to have to get off those generators and get a pickup on to Magic. But so far we see an excellent display of this main building just being able to bully the Singularity here, and just absolutely incredible. We finally do see that pickup onto Magic, and we see actually that adrenaline coming in onto Arima, who was in chase. We are seeing endgame here. This is incredible. Noed is going to help though catch up, and Arima will be going down. Now, this is a very tricky predicament, as this is the 3rd hook state. I believe 3 freshes. We are seeing these exit gates open, but if they leave the hook onto Arima, it's going to be just a win for Elysium. So I'm curious to see if they're going to be able to find this Noed in time, if they're going to be able to get this save with Noed still in play. Obviously the save isn't going to come out, but they are going to be trying to search this map for that Noed, and we are going to try and get this unhook coming out.
They did find it. They found it.
They did find it, but it's not going to matter because of the fresh hooks. Zeno was able to get 3 fresh hooks, and while Ariandel would only be able to get 2 fresh hooks, and the save does try and come in. Hardwell is not going to be able to make it in time, so he's just going to be taking a hit. And now the 2nd stage will be coming in, the absolute confirmed win, but still just incredible.
Yeah, that was incredible. And I said it earlier too about the Noed in the back pocket. And with that being said, as you can see, Zeno knows.
And it's crazy to think, you know, we were thinking that 3 stage was going to be like almost impossible, but it comes down to just so little. You know, Ariandel survivors did so good at keeping up that pressure, you know, and allowing the gens to pop while still getting those unhooks, and just absolute beautiful chases we saw as well.
Yes, and we will be back with the first game of the 4th set in just a moment, everybody.
And we are back, everyone. Back on the Dead Dog Saloon, but this time a little bit of a different killer. We have the Bubsters on the DDS today. Zeno coming back out. They are going to be, Elysium is going to be up 2-1, and Claudette just very narrowly dodging that chainsaw at the last second, and are going to be taking chase here. Bamboozle is going to be able to shut down this main building here, but Zeno just completely gives up this other window for free.
Oh my goodness, we almost did see that chainsaw sweep get a down arm. That would have been insane. And as you can see, the timer is just enough for Claudette to get around and be able to have their way. And oh no, Hardwell was not able to get the drop, and Zeno gets a free down very early on in the game. This is not very good at all for Ariandel. They're gonna have to make up for that. It's definitely unfortunate. It looked like Claudette got it off in time, but it could have been a ping difference there of the reasoning why she got downed.
And as many times that we have seen a basement hook, and that was a very early down sick, so there's got to be not too much gen progression here, and we are going to be seeing a lot of progression here on the gallows and this behind the house one, but without balance, he's just going to be going straight down. And now Arima is down here near the basement, and 2 survivors are going to be having to try and pick up these survivors and get this unhook.
Yeah, well, I feel like we just started this game and it's already going one-sided. But I feel like Zeno isn't going to be too much worried about picking up the survivor that they just downed. So, all right, maybe Pastor's Curse is going to be coming in. Maybe they do. But then Hardwell will be able to get picked up. So he was faking it, making it seem like he was going for it, maybe to get a survivor to bite and go for the save. Hardwell is close to second hook and finds Bubba out in the opening, revving up that chainsaw. You know the double
Oh
chill.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, but
my
a
goodness,
very
no.
beautiful locker attack. But he's going to be going down. But Hardwell will be saving now in the basement. And we are going to be seeing a slug going straight back to the basement, possibly trying to get maybe this pickup here, who is going to be fully recovered. And yes, Arima is going to be picking up now.
Choice.
0, yeah, not a bad choice at all. 0 gens have been done. And Zeno is going to be opting for this middle hook.
With score 2, so any progression's gone, if there is any.
And we did see there was quite a bit of progression on that gen behind, but now 3 survivors injured. Zeno doesn't even have to use his chainsaw at all. He can just go for this M1 down if he is able to. But now Chase is going to be continuing on to Hardwell, or Bubbo, I should say.
Oh, wow. We are seeing a generator pop. Is actually insane that they were even able to do that with the amount of pressure Zeno has put on them. And with 1 stack of pain res being used too. But that's going to be the 3rd hook of this game. And if I'm not mistaken, that's all fresh hooks. Very nice start for Zeno.
We are missing 1 fresh hook, but still 2 pain reses have been used. That is the only gen regression that Zeno has, going for a little bit of a cheeky chainsaw. Is he going to be able to get air in time? And no, the timer is just going to run out. Unfortunately, a very beautiful check spots held from Excise, the master of check spots, I should say.
And let's see how he continues on with this chase. He wants to make it last a little bit longer than what he was hoping for right there. And life does come into play, but Zeno having, bamboozle on top of not being able to make the right play on Exile's part by, doubling back when Zeno vaulted the window. So no distance was really gained off that life, unfortunately. And does go down, and with agitation, we're going to be seeing Zeno just take him straight to basement. Another generator does pop, which is good, and they don't have to worry about the storage hook being used at all. And that is going to be the last fresh hook, which is actually really good for Zeno. Amazing performance so far.
Absolutely, and all 3 survivors injured. It's going to be a little bit difficult for them to go into the basement and get this unhooked. However, Zeno is extending just a little bit, and I'm curious to see if the survivors were able to get in the basement here, but no, actually, they are just going for a full reset here, as we see Bubbo and Arima now being completely healthy, and another gen pops, and that is the main building, so now Chases can go straight there without any issues.
Insane so far. Another basement hook. How is Ariandel going to respond to this, Snipes? Are they going to be able to get it off? Are they going to make a mistake just like Elysium did in the very first matchup that we had, where we saw Ariandel take that set, which was an amazing performance still, nonetheless, because even if they make a mistake, you still have to capitalize on a team that is very well experienced and one of the best too as well. So not an easy feat whatsoever. Even though I know Ariandel is up there as well too, but just still, it's insane how these games have been playing out. And right now we're going to be seeing Zeno using his chainsaw sweeps to make it back in the basement and pressure the survivors that are in there. And we see Hardwell unfortunately going to be in the locker. Are we going to see a decisive strike here? I would assume so. No? Okay. Maybe he was just doing that because he didn't want his other teammate to be tunneled out. Whatever the case may be.
Oh, but we're actually opting to not hook in basement here.
Pain res?
Wants this pain res to stop the gens from going, and it will be a pain res here. Second hook on the Hardwell, and it was actually Excise who got unhooked in the basement, so no decisive on Hardwell will be coming out. And now Chase onto Bubbo once again here at this very safe loop, but Bamboozle going to be shutting it down. But now just going straight back to this hook as it comes out very quickly.
And almost got the double downs there with those chainsaw sweeps. Exile going down again. Hardwell has to min. That's got a little bit more time being wasted. We've seen 3 stacks of pain res being used, and the final one with the elimination. Now a 1v3, all stacks of pain res being used. I think maybe just the first one was probably the only one that didn't get too much value. Zeno doing very great here and caught a survivor lacking in a tile area that they would not want to be in, and was able to recover fast due to the tantrum being lowered, and is still able to get an M1 on there. Very nice.
Now, you typically see these Bubba sets having very low stages, but Zeno just proving to you that any killer can get a 4K, and he's going to be continuing chase here onto Arima as we go to the main building here. But again, it's such a strong tile, and if played correctly, you can be going a lot of chase, but no, actually getting hit at the window here. So Arima will be going down here, but another gen popping, so one more gen, and we will be seeing endgame.
Especially like with a performance like this from Zeno, I was expecting it not to be like 5 generators. I thought we were going to see a 4K before that, but unfortunately, that is not the result here, and it is going to be all generators pop, and one survivor on the hook, the other one getting chased. It looks like it was Bubba, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is. The healthy one. They do get the on hook. Very nice. Now they need to split up and just work on the gates and try to get these people out of here. Even if one dies, still a 2-man escape with how great Zeno was playing is very, very good for Ariandel.
Absolutely, and Bubbo does have quite a few resources here at the 10 side of the map, but Zeno just going to be holding him hostage as he does not want him escaping whatsoever. Possibly just going to be seeing Hardwell and Arima leave, and maybe Bubbo take a break for the hatch, but it is currently a standoff, a Western standoff, if you might add, and Bubba just not giving in.
What is going on here?
Bubbo versus Bubba, who will come out on top? That is the question.
Yeah, the only difference is an O and an A, and we're going to see if that is a difference.
And maybe Hardwell or Arima can come in for a hit tank here. They are worth less points, and Bubbo trying to bait out the breakaway, and it will not be biting. And Zeno just doing a very good job so far at not committing too hard, but this is just very intense and very hysterical, if I might add. And he's taking a break for it. Will he get through the window in time? And he does.
And he did. I think I just saw Shack Pallet too as well.
Yes, he has Shack Pallet to work with. If his teammates leave right now, they could be seeing a hatch play, but Bamboozle possibly going to be coming out to shut down this vault, and that is exactly what we see now. Shack Pallet possibly will be going down, but immediately broken. Now it is up to his survivors if he's going to be able to get out, and no, unfortunately, he's not going to be able. They are just resetting, and the mind game coming out, unfortunately, just not enough. And so we are going to be seeing now the hook onto Bubbo, and that is going to be a 2K10. Very, very good result here.
Yeah, that was an amazing result, 100%.
And Arima still not leaving the trial, but I don't think there is in any way possible, shape or form to get this save, and Bubbo is just going to be taking the death here. And now we will be switching to Ariandel's side to see if they can match this result or get even better. And could we be seeing a tiebreaker here in the semifinals of the winner bracket? Who knows? We will be right back as we get that next match set up. Alrighty, we are back, and we see a little bit of nodders here from Bubbo on his Ruin Totem. Very good spot here, and we are possibly looking at the final set here. A little bit of a difficult win con here for Bubbo. A 2K10. Now, Sick, how are we expecting this match to play out? I mean, we saw incredible performance from Zeno on the killer. Now, can we see the same result from Bubbo?
I mean, it can happen, Snipes, but it's going to be very hard Especially, we saw last game how good Zeno did in the very early start of the match. And if Bubba can't put that up, he's going to have to make up for that in the end game and do something crazy. Now, it is possible. Anything is possible. But it's going to be very hard. But Bubba definitely needs to win this for his team and go 2-2. And then we go to Spirit on the tiebreaker of his best of 5. I'm really excited. I'm a lot of nervousness. And I'm not even playing. I'm just here casting it. But we'll see, though.
And unfortunately, Ruin will be going out of the game here, and Stillhay does not have much to work with, but can Bubba work around this cactus? And exactly, he can, in a very early down, kind of similar to what we saw last match, not as quick, but with no pain res in play, could be looking at a potential hook in the basement, but no, Bubba realizes that it is going to be way too far. They're just going to be hooking over here, but still a solid start here for Bubba, and now can he keep up the constant hooks?
Good thing for the survivors here to get that ruin out of the way. Bubba not too happy about that. We hate seeing it going down so early with not much value. It is such a perk that you have to gamble on and be happy if it works and expect it when it doesn't.
Now we are seeing Zeno take a possible hit, but no, a very good bait here from Bubba here, and are going to be committing here to Stillhay, and will be getting that fastball just in time, and now continuing this chase around this loop. It is next to a gen that has a lot of high progress, and the mind game comes out, so now Zeno will be coming in, but that chainsaw will be coming out, but a sprint burst, so he's going to be able to get to this pallet, and now going around it, can he get it? But just unfortunately is not going to be able to get it to it. Oh my god, sick.
I cannot believe this. I was just letting you go. I knew you were having a blast, and right now they're a blind 2 coming in with Champion of Light, if I'm not mistaken. 2, nice.
And we are going to be seeing Zeno, I think, head straight back to this. Actually, I believe that's Marcos now. Yeah, Marcos will be taking chase here. He does have a pallet here, but after this, he has nothing left to work with. So it will be pretty much a free down. And I'm actually mistaken. There is another pallet here in this corner, but can he get there in time with this double movement speed add-ons? And the stun coming out, actually. So not even the pallet being broken, as the second generator is complete. The survivors of Elysium continue to amaze me.
Yeah, and they're just keeping it up right now. Marco's doing a great job, but doesn't have anything to work with. Isn't going to make it to this pallet. But even if he did, it would have been another quick down, as it is very unsafe over there. And we seen Zeno looked like he had a little bit of sprint burst right there, trying to get. Looked like he thought maybe Marcos was gonna. I mean, not Marcos. Bubba was gonna pick up Marcos very quickly, and it almost did pay off. But Bubba turns around and sees Zeno coming in at the last second. Very great, and takes a hit, unnecessary, but maybe just does it for I don't know. Maybe he just wanted to.
Yeah, maybe indeed, but he does get that Champion of Light again, as we see Bubba just strutting along at a very slow pace, and now. If they are not careful, though, this can lead to a very dangerous snowball here as we take chase onto Stillhay at the shack. Bamboozle going to be shutting it out, shutting it down, and just running away from it now as the unhook in the distance comes on to Marcos. A lot of resources are being burned through, so like I said, a snowball could potentially be coming in if Bubba plays it correctly.
Let's see if he does. Almost gets Stillhay, but they're able to rotate off and continue pushing. We hear him. We see another generator popping. Only one left. Oh, man. I don't think Bubba's going to be able to do this. And it looks like right now it is not going his way. And doesn't get the down on Stillhay. Was able to vault that pallet. Oh, no. This is quick.
Yeah. This is very brutal. And this is what I typically am expecting when I see a Bubba, not a Bubbo, set, you know, incredible just gen progression that these survivors have. They're just so efficient, and we did see Zeno lurking around possibly for a flashlight save, or maybe just to cause Bubba a little bit of nuisance here, and we are going to see a sprint burst bait coming out, but can Zeno make it to this pallet? Greads it, and actually he's going to be dying on it, so possibly going to be seeing a survivor nearby. And if they are not careful, if they are just all around this could be looking rough.
1 second, I'll be right back.
And Zeno still down on this. Pedro is nearby this, and we see the tantrum coming out, unfortunately for Bubba. And if I'm Marcos and Silly, I am just pressuring, like doubling a gen in the distance here. Does get the bait vault out on Pedro, but going straight back to Zeno. But still, he's still nearby. We'll be taking a free tag here at this window. Actually, no. Bubba is going to be charging up the chainsaw instead and trying to get more than one down here. And a very good bait here from Zeno. Will be getting away just to the main building, trying to get possibly a slow vault out. But the last gen is now going to be popping. Pedro is nearby. Possible flashbang save? No, we're just going to be seeing them be nearby, and Zeno will be going up onto the hook here.
Insane performance from Team Elysium. They were able to dominate this set for sure. Very different matchup. Only 3 hook states right now. Might be able to do something. Door looks like it's only got 2 lights on. It could be 3. I could be mistaken.
But as we are at this edge map filler palette, it's not going to be inevitable for this down on to, and actually he gets away. Was Marco's able to get away to this main building? I believe so, and now just continuing this chase, and Bubba trying to catch up with this movement speed. Will he get enough? No, he actually mistimes it, and the sprint burst bait does not work out, and doing a little bit of trolling, and Bubba is just going to probably be letting him get out. He knows the win con is met, and Elysium will be taking this 3-1, which I was scared for them when I saw that first set coming out. They looked so ununiform, but they came out and rocked Ariandel in these last 3 sets.
Yeah, but what's crazy, Snipes, is in the second set, they only, Elysium won by 2 points. Imagine if Ariandel won that, we would be going into the 5th game right now. So it literally came down to that 1 set being 2 points of the difference of us going to a tiebreaker set or not. Amazing gameplay. Elysium does move on to the finals of the winners bracket, and now Ariandel will be knocked down into the losers bracket. We have 3 teams competing, and after that we will have our finals for this tournament, and we will be wrapping it up. We appreciate everybody that's here. If you guys have not already, make sure y'all follow, join the Discord, and check out the YouTube, and we will see you guys in the next stream on the 29th in 4 days.